Tonight, men caught on camera accused of traveling to have sex with minors here in Southwest Florida. Nearly 24 men landing behind bars for trying to lure who they thought were children.
And authorities say they used online chat rooms to do it. These arrests were part of a joint investigation among local law enforcement. 4 in Your Corner's Deborah Souverain is at Cape Coral Police Department with more on the case known as Operation Cyber Guard. Deborah?
21 men were arrested. Another 6 arrests are still pending in Operation Cyber Guard, where detectives posed as minors in chat rooms and spoke to a number of men. I'm told the conversations were extremely explicit, and one man rode his bicycle from Northport to Cape Coral to have sex with who he thought was a child. Within seconds of walking up to this home, a man who thought he was meeting with a minor for sex scored an ambush courtesy of 9 officers.
One individual traveled all the way from Northport, Florida on a bicycle in sporadic rain, at times stopping to ask directions. He was so committed to coming and having sex with an underage child. It shows the level and the depth of their perversion.
These are the faces of the 21 men officers arrested during the week-long operation led by the Cape Coral Police Department and the Lee County Sheriff's Office. One man traveling from as far as Port St. Lucie.
Chatters engaged in internet dialogue with suspects who went to the location with the intent on having sexual contact with a known minor.
The operation took place in an undisclosed home in Cape Coral. Sheriff Mike Scott urging parents to use this as an example of how easily sexual predators can attempt to harm your child.
To the parents, I would suggest strongly that if you don't watch out for your children, if you don't keep track of your children, somebody else will. And somebody else might well be one of these, again, monsters.
Among those arrested, 2 registered sex offenders and 1 registered sex predator, a distinction given only to the most vicious sex criminal. For anyone else who might attempt to lure a minor online, Mike Scott has a clear message.
Look over your shoulder. Think twice. In Southwest Florida, we're not going to tolerate this.
There are over 600 registered sex offenders in Lee County, and deputies are only required to check on them once a month. But a spokesperson from the Lee County Sheriff's Office tells me that Mike Scott requires his team to check on them at least a few times a month to prevent anyone else from being victimized. Reporting in Cape Coral, Deborah Souverain, Fox 4, in your corner.
All right.